welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about Draftkings stock and what I plan to do with my personal position over the next few days. Now unfortunately this stock hasn't been producing the type of returns that we're used to here on the channel, and even though I recommended it starting over a year ago and we have made money since then, I do want to talk about how the short term hasn't been the best for this company and ultimately what we can do as investors and what I'm going to be doing with my own personal position. Now moving over to the technical analysis with Draftkings, we can start to get a better idea of what's going on with this stock and why exactly it hasn't been moving up at a time when the company reported almost 50% higher earnings than expected. Now as you can see here, we have been in a massive channel ever since the beginning of June, and since then the stock has been fluctuating very cleanly between these two ranges until a couple of months ago when we did start breaking into a downwards direction, and ultimately this is not what we want to see with Draftkings stock. And even though we did get a wedge setup, none of this was enough to push Draftkings back into an upwards direction. Ultimately right now you can see that Draftkings has been having a very hard time staying in a consistent green cycle, and even on this last run coming into the massively good surprising earnings, you can see that the stock still produced a very red candle, showing us that Draftkings is ultimately not ready to start pushing up again. And this is one of the worst things that I see as an investor with Draftkings stock. Anytime they get to a critical level, like when we did get to $70 a share, the volume just simply does not hold up, it does not increase, and as a result the stock isn't able to break through. Ultimately this is what we've been seeing once, twice, and even 3 times here on the local level, and that's not what we want to see with the stocks that we're trading here over the last few weeks. Now in the short term, I think it's a lot more likely we're going to get the second scenario here with Draftkings stock, where we see another decline back to $40 a share and into our support price region here, this purple box, and then we might see a rip back up to 60 or 70. But still at this point, it's very unlikely for this to happen if the volume continues to stay low and declining like what we've seen over the last few days. Ultimately, this earnings was one of the greatest opportunities for Draftkings stock to start pushing back up, in my own personal opinion, and this is one of the main reasons why I will now start declining on my shares. I'm going to start selling some back very slowly, and ultimately after this major pullback, I hope or I wish that I would have sold some at $54 a share, seeing now that the stock looks like it could be continuing back downwards. So ultimately with Draftkings, I'm going to be selling off some of my shares like I explained, not all of them, but again this is a very much smaller position than what I had in the beginning of March, or even all the way back to February when the stock was reaching highs of $70 a share. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit like down below, and if you want to see more videos like this in the future, don't forget to hit subscribe as well. But as always guys, I hope all your plays are in the green.